If you feel like you're falling apart lately, I want to share with you something that I finally figured out this week after living the opposite for decades. It's a pattern I noticed while I was actually in the checkout line buying groceries. So I'm at the store buying a few things, and all of a sudden, herds of people come from everywhere. I don't even know where they came from, but all of a sudden, there's like 30 people in the checkout line. I notice that the lady that is checking people out is getting very stressed. And before I even know what's happening, I am more focused on her than anyone else in the store. I am tuning in to what she's feeling, what this is like, and more than anything, I'm feeling bad for her. I recognize how stressful this is, how exhausted she is, and that she really just needs a break. By the time I get up to the checkout, I've already figured out what I want to say, how I want to help her, and wishing I could jump behind the counter and just help check out people for her. Now, this came from a place of kindness, and kindness is good. But this is the pattern I noticed. When I got home from the store, I was still thinking about her. I was still worried about her. And in truth, I was still carrying a weight that I couldn't do anything about. In this video, what I'm going to be sharing with you is how we do that as women, how we take on so much from other people because we love them. Now, I did this with a stranger, but if I can do this with a stranger, it occurred to me how much weight I was taking on from the people I loved if I was taking this much on from someone I might not ever see again. Now, why does this happen? This happens because of mirror neurons. You are biologically wired to notice how other people are feeling and to mirror it in your system. That's how we learn to empathize. It's how we learn to understand other people. And it's actually a wonderful thing. Here's where it gets tricky. Emotions are intended to help us understand what is happening in our life, what is a problem, and what needs changed. When we feel things like anger, frustration, annoyance, any of those things, it's to alert our senses to something that is happening inside of us. There are so many things happening in the world that it's impossible for us to focus on all of them. So when something triggers as a danger or as something that could cause problems, then emotions are what alert us to tune our focus onto that thing and to move us to change. Emotions are uncomfortable. They don't feel good. And because of that, it's normal for us to act, to change course so that those emotions will go away. That is the healthy purpose of emotions, and it's good that we have them. Here's where it gets complicated. When you notice how other people are feeling and you feel that emotion for them, the thing is that emotion was intended to help them see what is going on in their lives and to push them to make changes. When you feel the emotion, yes, you feel the uncomfortableness, yes, you feel the pain, but here's the caveat. The power to do something about it is in their court, not yours. And so what happens is you end up with an emotion that you can't get rid of very easily. When you act on an emotion, it goes away. Its message is delivered, its purpose is done, you've acted, and so the emotion flows and goes on its way. But when the emotion does not have the power to do something, when you can't act on it, when you can't learn the message from it, then the emotion gets stuck. So what happens is you end up with not just the emotions from your own life that you're supposed to act on, but you end up with emotions from the clerk at the store, from your spouse, from your kids, from your friends, from your neighbors. And all of these emotions have messages that you don't have power to act on. As those build up inside of you, what happens is you start to feel kind of confused inside. There's so many messages trying to tell you to do so many things, and yet you can't do them. So what happens is you just feel buried, you feel weighed down, and before you know it, you feel like you're dropping balls, you feel like you're falling apart. And on top of that, the people around you wonder why you're so stressed and why you're so reactive. It looks like something's wrong, but what is wrong is that you are carrying an insane amount of emotions and things inside of you that you simply have no power to do anything about. So this week, when you start to notice that urge, when you start to notice, hey, I really am wanting to fix that, I'm really wanting to help with that, first of all, go to compassion for yourself. Recognize that the reason you're feeling that is because you're a good person, because you care, and because you notice the people around you. That is good. But before you jump into your automatic pattern of trying to make it better, remind yourself what the purpose of the emotion is. Remind yourself that the reason that person is feeling the emotion is to move them to action. And as you step back, call out what you're doing. First of all, remind yourself, put up that flag and say, hey, wait a second. I am about to pick this up. And before you do it, ask yourself, is this something I can help fix? Or is this something I just need to hold space with them for so that they feel supported as they choose how to act? Now, that space can get a little complicated. And so if that is a space you want to move in, this week in the circle, we're actually going to be talking about it. The circle is my group coaching, and we are going to be talking about how to help the people you love see the emotions they are feeling, and more importantly, how to help them be able to get that lesson that the emotion is trying to teach them so that the emotion can pass on its way, so that neither you or they have to keep carrying it, and you aren't carrying the emotions of everyone around you. It's going to be some really powerful content because the first step, yes, is to notice you want to do it and to choose not to take it. But if you're like me, that's not enough for you. You don't want to just not take it. You also want to help them put it down. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in the circle. So if that would be helpful for you, I will drop the link in the description. I would love to have you join us. Now, if this is something you do on a regular basis, another resource I have is the energy leak checklist. This is something that when you do it regularly and it becomes your automatic pattern, it drains a lot of energy from you. And so the energy leak checklist takes 2 minutes. It's completely free. It's going to find some of those areas, not just this one, but some other areas in your life that might be draining your energy and leading you to feel tired all the time. So be sure to check that out. The link is in the description. If you hear nothing else today, this is what I want you to know. The reason you feel weighed down, the reason you feel like you're dropping balls and falling apart inside is not because you're broken. It's because you care. And the very things inside of you that make you who you are also the things that make it so hard for you to watch people suffer. But as you learn tools to find your center, what's going to happen is you're going to also help the people you love find theirs, so that the emotions that come in life will not only help you and everyone around you see things more clearly, but they'll also help you become the more full and deep version of you that you were always meant to be. Find your center so your kids can find theirs.